Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe Panther III.
Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am Joe Panther III, and man, this has been an awesome month. Tag team month. Now we're bringing it local. So my guest today, it was originally supposed to be just this young lady right here. So introduce yourself to my internationally known audience.
I am CEO Brandi, and I am from Primetime Pro Wrestling.
Awesome. So you have someone with you today that, like, what's the tag team month? His partner couldn't make it because couldn't make it scheduling. So you want to introduce your client?
Yeah, sure. I have Playboy Pualie with me today.
Awesome.
Your prime time tag team champion, Play BZ himself, Playboy Pualie, your sovereign of sexy himself. I am the wrestler that all the guys want to be and all the girls come to see.
Awesome. Welcome,
Now
Pualie.
you can start your little show. You can start your show now.
It started.
You're welcome for the introduction.
I'm going to have to redo the intro. Okay, after that, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I'm Joe Panther III. And man, Pualie, thank you so much for taking this opportunity, for coming on the podcast for Tag Team Month. So first and foremost, Pualie,
I want to say thank you for having us. The pleasure is all yours.
Awesome. So, Pualie, like, who trained you?
I was trained in a school from Gino Caruso at ECPW. I was brought in by the FBI's own Little Guido, WWE's own Nunzio. He took me under his little wing, trained me himself as well. Primetime saw a shining star that needed to shine bright. They brought me in.
Boom.
Shining bright is what I do.
Awesome.
On the highest stages of them all, like Battle Mania coming up.
Like Battle Mania coming
Get your
up.
tickets.
That sounds like it's going to be a fun event for you. So what kind of advice did Little Guido or Nunzio give you to put, like, into this character like Playboy Pualie? Like, what was the process?
Nunzio and Little Guido, he gave me the background scoop of professional wrestling, the staying humble, the respect aspect. Gino Caruso gave me the in-ring training that I needed.
Awesome. So what kind of, like, training do you do, like the week of a show? What is it like? Like, is it more like cardio for you, weights? Like, what are we talking about? Like,
He skips leg day. I'll tell you that. He skips leg day.
But yeah, if you saw my legs, last time you saw legs like mine, they were hanging out of a nest.
Wow.
Mind you, I do leg day. It's genetic.
Awesome. So, like, out of being a tag team, is it, like, harder to be, like, a lot of people like being a solo act. Is it harder to be in a tag team these days? You have to, like, plan things and plan to travel accordingly together? Or is it easier to travel on your own being a tag team partner?
Now, I love being on. Nobody loves me more than me. I love being on my own, but I do like partnering with, the Woe Daddy himself. I can learn a lot from him. He's taught me a lot. We've had our differences, but you know what? Whatever doesn't kill us only makes us weirder.
So now let's get to your awesome manager here. Like, you
CEO Brandi.
Yes, Miss Brandi. Like, are you trained? Are you trained in the wrestling business, or are you started your training? Like, who trained you?
So we started Primetime back in 2016 with Robbie E. So we did a lot of work with him. He kind of molded my character because I wasn't quite sure what I even wanted to do. In fact, I was mute for the first 6 months because I was terrified to talk.
Oh,
So
jeez.
yeah, so it's been a
Think of
road.
that.
It's been
Brandi
an
was
experience.
terrified to talk.
I
Now I
watched your
don't.
promos, and I'm like, it made me just like watched all the promos when you interviewed that guy. Like, excuse me. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I've come a long way. Literally would go from like terrified shaking behind the curtain to now screaming in people's faces. Now I've got people like Pualie drive me absolutely up a wall. Here we are.
That's awesome. So, like, have you ever thought of like adding more members to your stable, or do you think that's just a tag team? Would you do like a Roman Reigns thing? Would you be like
You
the
watch us? Adding, we may subtract. It's all about Playboy Paulie. That's what we don't understand. We're subtracting. We got rid of one guy already. We got rid of some dead weight. There was a lot of weight too to cut.
Pualie obviously likes all of the attention.
Sorry.
I would consider adding people if I need to. If him and Andy can't stay on the
Exactly
same
what I
page,
said.
I may have to. So, there's that. At prime time, it's a little bit different than other promotions. So, obviously we do the weekly tapings and things like that. A little more story driven than most of your other promotions. So it kind of sets us apart. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Right now, I kind of have my eye on Kyle Angus as well, if you know who that is. So we'll see.
So, like, do you guys? I know Paulie. Like, would you consider yourself as like a super heel, a minor heel, or like just downright like you don't count yourself as anything? You know you're what you are.
Listen, you toothless jackal. What do you think I am? I'm sitting here on your podcast. You got your stupid red glasses on. I'm your champion, and you're going to address me with a stupid question like that? I think I'm a good guy.
Like, well, like I
As baby faces they come.
Yeah, I have fans from all over the world, and if they're new to watching people from the Keys, my lovely East Coast wrestling scene, that why would they be so unfamiliar with New York, like the lovely wrestler from the United States? Like, how would you explain to them to give them more love for Playboy Paulie? Like, how would you explain yourself?
More love. Wait. Who said I needed more love? I've got too much love. I got a waiting list of love. More.
Yeah.
I need
Like I said,
less
he's
love
very
at
full
this
of
point.
himself. Very full of himself.
Yeah. Like these British girls, you may get some British girls like DMing you going, I want you to come to England. Like, how would you explain
Playboy Paulie on Facebook, Instagram, I don't know, whatever, MySpace.
MySpace.
It's still
That's
there.
Playboy Paulie's got a MySpace. I still got an AOL.
I do too.
I do not.
Well, you weren't alive for AOL, but that's all right. AOL was this thing we had in the 90s. It was great. It was cool.
I was in the 90s. I went through dial-up. It's fine.
I dealt with that too, girl. Yeah. So, Paulie, is there any wrestlers on like the indie scene that you've been watching on like the Facebooks or the MySpace or the YouTubes that you've been wanting to like work with that you haven't had the opportunity to work with yet?
See, I actually hate that question. I'm not gonna lie. No, this is maybe. I hate when people post their wish lists in the beginning of the year of people I want to wrestle with. People should be wanting to wrestle me. I don't want to wrestle. Like, that's cool. I got like a bunch of guys that I'm cool with and everything. But to sit here and pour myself out to other people, begging them to want, like, I don't need that in my life. Like, if you want to wrestle, like, there's a lot of great wrestlers out there, hundreds of wrestlers out, better than Playboy Paulie, I'm sure. But for me to sit here and say that there's people that I watch and the people that I want to wrestle, but so here I am going to look stupid. I'm going to say I want to wrestle this guy, and this guy looks at me and says, I want to wrestle Playboy Paulie. So to answer your question, no, there's nobody that I want to wrestle. There's people, if I show up and they say you're wrestling X, Y, or Z, I would say yes.
He does get excited when he wrestles certain people, I will say.
Yeah. So as a young Playboy, who were some of the wrestlers that you watched that gave you like this love of professional wrestling?
All right. So my very first favorite wrestler is going to be the Stinger.
Mm.
Surfer Sting, not the Crow Sting. Sir, I would go down to my haircut guy, give me the flat top, bleach blonde flat top. I was running around with my neon colors still today with my neon colors. I was a big Sting guy.
Mm. Awesome.
Evolved later on. My guy that I kind of like, try to be like, try to, model myself after nowadays is more like the Dolph Zigglers, the Matt Cardonas of the world.
Mm. But with the Matt Cardonas, would you ever, if someone asked you to do it, Paulie, would you ever do a death match or a hardcore match like he does?
That's a good question.
I love these kind of because that's my one special, Paulie, if you didn't know about Paulie loves having the hardcore matches because I like taking my character, this little dainty, wearing the pink, coming out there, the seashell neck, but I can bring the house down like anybody else can. My threshold for pain, I like to think, is through the roof. I would do a death match just to show people, Paulie can go. I wouldn't do it all the time. I wouldn't do it all the time, but I would on occasion do it for the right people, the right match, the right event.
Yeah, Paulie's pretty good at hiding his pain, so I will say I can see that being a thing.
So I guess you'll be he'll be walking out defiantly after a death match, and you won't be going, "Oh my god, what just happened?" I guess you would want to be ringside for this. I guess you would want to be ringside for this match.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. You'd be in the. I could see you coming out with a pink poncho on, like
yeah, that's
the white dress, blood.
Yeah, I have a white dress on. Like, come on.
That'll be the funniest moment ever. He turns and he goes like that,
and it would be something I would do just to mock.
Absolutely would. He absolutely would. Not
like
a question.
ravishing or rude you.
Yeah,
he'll just be like,
right.
I would be so disgusted.
I've done it to fans too when I got busted open.
CEO Brandi holds herself to a very high regard. So there's
as you can see, with her number one client, Playboy Pualie.
That's awesome. Paulie, like when it comes to the day of a show, do you like pack a lunch and then maybe pack like a small dinner, or do you just eat lunch and don't eat dinner till like after the show?
That's a good question because you show up like 2 hours late for call time. So what do you do on your way?
So Playboy Paul, I don't know if you know this, but I am the wrestling god with a dad bod. So on game day, Playboy Paul doesn't like to eat because his abs are kind of like the groundhogs. On Groundhog's Day, if they see their shadow, they kind of hide. So I like to starve myself as much as possible, get any sort of definition I can in my little body.
Playboy Paulie, ladies and gentlemen.
It's like me. If I eat that slice of pizza from Slatington and then I have to sit in the front row and I'm like, oh God.
You just said pizza and I feel bloated now.
This is the problem I don't have. I literally eat whatever I want, and I look the same no matter what. It's great. It's fabulous.
I go to a lot of shows in Slatington, so they have like the food court there. So I'm like, I gotta pick wisely.
There's Slatington.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. To Pennsylvania.
Wait. You're admitting to going somewhere in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
I'm from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
There's your fun fact.
I didn't say that was a good thing.
Yeah. Kind of. It's a interesting place. You can buy people's old stuff.
Yeah, it's an interesting place. You guys are in like a completely different time zone. Your weather's completely different. How's the weather? What is it snowing there? What do we got?
We had an earthquake yesterday. In New Jersey.
I'm sitting here going, my mom and Panther and Pop, oh, you didn't feel the earthquake? And I was like, no, my friends.
My whole house shook. Everything shook.
I'm like, because
my whole neighborhood was out in the street.
Yeah, I missed a chair. Sorry about that, guys.
Sitting up in my high rise, I don't feel that stuff. Okay.
Right, your high rise basement.
Yeah, high rise. Hey. You know,
he's talking about his high chair. His mother was probably feeding him chicken nuggets and French fries.
Yeah, my mom was bringing me chicken nuggets on my gold platter. Okay.
With your little goldfishies and your Teddy Grahams.
Yes.
I got goldfish.
Right. Playboy Paulie does have a special sweet tooth for the Teddy Grahams.
So now I got to bring you a bag of Teddy Grahams when I come to a show. I'll be like, here, Paulie, there you go.
I
You
was
should, come to
lying.
prime
I was
time.
mocking you, and you took it. I hooked you in, hook, line, and sinker. Playboy Paulie doesn't eat Teddy Grahams. I just told you.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna think of Teddy Grahams, Paulie.
It's the goldfish
I'm the
crackers, for sure.
tweener. I take bumps. I've had rest. You know who got me one time on the podcast? Stevie Ray bumped on us. My
From
me and my
home,
friend
he-
were hosts, and man, that was the coolest episode ever. Like it was funny. It was Paul. It was just Stevie Ray of Harlem Heat was on the podcast, and he's just Hall of Famer. So
Why,
like,
is he down and out for money now?
I guess. Yeah. Well, before we go, Paulie, if my fans would like to follow you on social media, like, where can they find you?
What did we? I feel like we're just starting this whole conversation all over again. I told
Just
you.
to
the
remind
answer.
them. It's
Yeah.
a reminder.
You know how internet is. They forget things.
Oh,
Groundhog Day conversation.
This may shock you too. I'm very forgetful as well.
Shocking.
Shocking. I needed a lot of reminders about today.
He did.
So yes, you can find me on the Instagram, or as the cool kids call it, the gram.
Yep.
You can find me on the gram at Playboy underscore Paulie. Yes. You can find me on Facebook, Playboy Paulie. That's about all I got. I don't know how to get into all that other stuff.
Yeah. X scares me because too much crap. And
I
I gotta start
got
getting
offered
back on
X.
X to be able to share the episodes more. Okay, you next. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at CEO Brandi, obviously. You can find me on Facebook, which is my name, Brandi Ram. And you can find me on TikTok at StayFrosty910.
Say Frosty. I like that one.
Mm.
That kid's got a cold heart.
It is. It's because I'm the ice princess. It's fine.
Ah, the Ice Princess.
I guess you're gonna get married to Karaka from the new Ghostbusters movie. I guess that's your
The new Ghostbusters movie was so good, though.
fire,
That's
right?
It's so
Ruined
good.
it for the rest of the world who didn't see it.
It ruined it.
I just said it was
Of course,
good.
you know, I'm a Ghostbusters fan through and through. I have to have Slimer hanging around.
Absolutely. So back in the day, I used to manage the Heavenly Bodies, and they were huge Ghostbuster fans as well. So
I'm a
the New Jersey
cosplayer.
version of the Heavenly Bodies.
I made my little town freak out as soon as I showed up in the theater with the freaking proton
That's
pack.
'cause you gotta wear pants in the theater, freak.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Clothes under my white suit.
I talked about like dressing my dogs up as Slimer and us being like the Ghostbusters. It's
Yes.
a thing, but I can't find like an extra large dog costume for my dog.
You know, dress up your big dog as State Puff and the little one like Slimer. You got to do that.
Yeah.
They're completely forgetting about the little wolf thing in the first one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
all
you could
these
do that.
Ghostbusters
Mine
fans
kinda
are
looks like that
completely
already.
forgetting about the first one.
Oh yeah, the terror
No,
dog.
I used to watch the first one daily as like a 5-year-old.
Oh my God, have you dressed like Zool and have the dogs dressed like terror dogs?
There you go.
You could do that.
Oh God, have Paulie dressed like Louis Tully, but it's opposite day.
This guy's got jokes now.
Paulie is his
make it
Halloween
vegan.
costume is Zach Morris.
All right. Before
now
you
we're
go,
going to
also if you've got merch, like where can we find the merch, Paulie?
Ah, the merch. This is the best. RamToughNJ.com. You're gonna go to your little scroll down and see. Don't worry about nothing else on that page except for the Playboy Paulie merch for the lovely ladies. We also have a special pink line just for you. And you too. You could probably fit into all the pink line too. But yes, the Playboy Paulie merch, the hottest selling merch on RamToughNJ.com. Get it now. Get it while it's hot. Get it before it's sold out. All that other good stuff.
So
Buy the merch.
yeah, buy the merch, best thing. So Paulie, before we go, if there's any kids that want to get in the wrestling business, what kind of advice would you have for them?
If Playboy Paulie's still in it, don't. You're only setting yourself up for failure.
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Don't crush
That
their
way you look
dreams.
them little tails from here to there.
It's the children. Be
It's-
kind to the
It's for
children.
the children. I had another guest, dude. That was Vinny. Vinny from that tag team, that Miami Mike and his tag team, Vinny. That was the thing he told the kids. He's like,
What?
"Don't join the business. You'll be in for a failure." I was like,
Wants to steal my lines.
"Yup." Well, I want to thank you too for coming on the podcast. It was so awesome to have you on. Enjoy your day. I'm Joe Panther III.
CEO Brandi.
Play BZ. Playboy
And-
Pualie.
Yep, Playboy Pualie. And we will catch you in the next one.